Well, I think we beat a damn good team. They were tough. I mean, it started with that first one where they kind of stole the ball from him, and they came at him all day. And to AJ's credit, that's where I think he's grown. Because I said to him, he could have just died then, and then he made 2 great plays in a row, and I think he made some big steps and was the key. Joey, it's so fun to hear people chanting when people weren't chanting a couple of years ago, and I think he's deserved every bit of it. The whole team did a lot of things, but these 3 guys were special, and Tyson got his first collegiate dunk in the Big Ten, and
in my life.
even
I ain't never dunked.
Never dunked?
Nah, I went for it today though.
If you don't think that was hard to coach him to be able to dunk, you guys are crazy. That was a tough job, man. So, but he made some big free throws. He made some big free throws. Joey's big 3. But, we made some mistakes. We had some problems with their ball screen stuff. Our bigs, we were playing those freshmen and at times. And Marty, though, came back. Marty beat himself to death in that huddle, didn't he? Because he was mad about some things he didn't do. And I think this is where this whole team has grown. That kind of tells it all. I mean, he was so down, and these guys all rallied around him, and he went out and made big play after big play, got big rebounds. And, that's the difference in this team now than maybe a month ago. So we beat a good team, but I am so proud of these guys for withstanding that, because I've been in Elite 8 games, I've been in Final 4. That was as intense and tough a game as I've been in my career, and a lot of credit goes to Marquette and Shaka and how they played too. So questions for the players, right?
Correct. Questions to the players, raise your hand. We'll get you a microphone, and we'll save questions for coaches at the end. Right down here.
Yeah, Jake Trotter from ESPN. Joey, how did it feel to hit that 3 in the corner, especially given the struggles you guys had from downtown? It really seemed to ignite you guys down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big shot. AJ made a really good play and found me there, and just it felt good to see one go in there finally, and it just felt like that was what we needed there. I think it might have given us a 5-point lead, whatever it was, but it was a timely shot, so felt really good. Felt good when it left my fingers, so it was a big shot.
Hey guys, Sam Sprunger, Big 10 Plus 4 ASAP Network. First off, congratulations. Tyson, let's talk about you. 23 points, big plays, first dunk ever. The best stat I saw in your line is 0 turnovers. Can you kind of talk about what you did in your game to make sure that you protected the ball?
I think this whole year I've been doing a good job just not taking chances with my passes, staying under control. And just down the stretch, Joey and everybody just said to give me the ball at key times, and I made big plays.
Right here to our left.
AJ, Justin Williams from The Athletic. It seemed like your guys' size and strength really helped, whether it was you and Malik getting to the rim or on the offensive glass. Was that something you guys were trying to exploit against Marquette today?
Yeah, we were just trying to play our game, play aggressive, make the officials make decisions when we get the rim. Just play our game. Coach told us to be aggressive, get downhill, put pressure on those guys to make it harder for them when they get on offense, make them have to guard as well. So I think we did a good job of that tonight.
Right here.
Joey, Bill Bender, Sporting News. You guys did a really good job of limiting them to nothing, basically, inside the three-point line. Could you just talk about how that defense was making everything tough at them close to the basket?
Yeah, I mean, we worked down it for 48 hours. I mean, we scouted them hard. It helps when you have Marty Sissoko down there, shot blocker presence. But we just did a really good job. We knew our matchups. We knew personnel. We knew what they were running. We weren't surprised by much. And credit goes to our coaches on that one.
Joey and any other players, Jim Comparoni, SpartanMag.com. Joey, away from the ball, they were giving a lot of attention to you. Prosper's a great defender. He shut down a lot of players. Can you talk about how difficult it was to come off of when your teammates were trying to set screens for you, and how effective they were holding or clutching or whatever they needed to do? The defense you faced today.
Yeah, I mean, give them credit. They're a really good defensive team. It was physical out there today on both ends, but we had guys make plays. If you're going to take away me, there's going to be opportunities for other guys. Tyson, made the most of his opportunities today, so we did a good job going elsewhere.
Right here on the left.
Tyson, you're from New York. What does it mean to come up big in this game and take your team back there for the Sweet 16?
It means everything, just growing up, seeing everything, playing at the Garden. It means a lot. And just to make those shots and then look up at my dad, see how excited he was, it means everything. And, I just owe Coach some pizza now.
Cab ride.
Yeah, and a cab ride.
Right down here.
Expensive one, too.
In the last 3 or 4 minutes, Tyson and AJ, you guys hit a couple medium range jumpers. Tyson, you had that scooping left-handed glasser there when the game was maybe a 1 point. Talk about what was going through your mind as you created that, and then AJ, the big shot you had right after that.
Just getting to the basket. Before that, I took some tough pull-up shots. Coach told me to drive them. So when the clock was going down, I just drove it. Finished with my left hand. Kind of finished better going that way anyway, and it just dropped. I put it up high enough so he couldn't block it.
Any thoughts on your big finish on the layup?
They did a good job of taking away some of our actions. So we always talk about the play after the play, and it was just time to make plays after they took away our actions with the shot clock running down. Just attacked the rim and got a good look at the rim and made a basket.
Last question for the players.
Over here, Brendan Shabath from WDBM Sports. AJ, this question's for you. Playing with 4 fouls, you had that, I believe it was 1 or 2 offensive fouls, and you're someone who obviously uses your size to be aggressive. Late in that crunch time, how hard was it to still kind of do that and be aggressive and not try to pick up that last foul?
It's really hard, You got to be cognizant of the things that you do out there. But I just kind of was last year versus Duke. I had 4 fouls as well, and this year I just wanted to be smarter, be out there. Coach trusts me more to play with 4 fouls, so I had to be smart out there for our guys and help Willis to a win.
AJ, Tyson, Joey, thank you.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Good job.
Questions for Coach Izzo? Right here in front.
Coach Madi, 10 rebounds. I think he had, 10 rebounds, 8 points. Those swats at the end. What was it about him that made him so successful today in your eyes?
We call Marty our anchor, and Doug Wojcik just kept saying to him, he's got to be a key because those ball screens they run. I mean, this is a good basketball team. We took some things away. They took some things away, as you say, Joey, and that. But that was a war. That was a 2000 game. And I felt like Mateen Cleaves, and it was a physical game. And I thought Marty, after he made a couple mistakes stepping up on ball screens and they hit 2 big threes, he was really upset in the huddle. Upset like I've never seen Marty. And I think the coolest thing is he went out and did something about it, and that's growth. That's growth as a person. It's growth as a teammate. And the team rallied around him, they did. And, boy, he came up big when it counted, made his free throws. Marty, like Joey he takes a little bit of abuse, but he's got a heart about this big. And I roll with guys with hearts that big.
Down here in front again.
Tom, right over here, Bob Winowski, Detroit News. You said you hadn't seen a game as intense and physical as this maybe ever. Is that your defense just continuing to grow and blossom and be more physical as it has the last couple of games?
Well, I think that's part of it, but I think you give them some credit too. I thought they got into us worse than we got into them. We played our defense was more gap defense. They played their defense, which is really in-your-face defense. And I think that's where I think Shaka's grown as a coach. He used to be a press all over the court, and now he picks and chooses his spots, and he really did a good job of that. We had some trouble with the pressure. But our defense was phenomenal most of the first half. And I thought we did a great job. But both teams played hard. Us winning the rebound battle, I think, was important. We thought getting offensive rebounds was a thing we could do. We didn't run quite as good as I'd like to. At times we did, but not consistently. But that was an NCAA game for the. I promise you that. That was a damn good game.
Bill.
Tom, Bill Bender, Sporting News. 2-point game at the under 4 timeout. I mean, what did you tell this team? And then, I mean, that's a pretty emphatic response on both sides that they came in closing time.
And I did tell them something in that huddle. I said, you guys been talking it. You know, we've had a heck of a last couple of weeks. We've learned. We've spent time together. I said, you're 2 up. It's your game to win. And by the way, we haven't made many threes. That's why your defense matters. And if you hold them without scoring, we win. Now, it didn't quite go that way, but that was the message. And we were going to keep the ball in the middle of the court because they did a great job of trapping us when we got it off to the middle, so we kept it in that middle third. And AJ and Tyson just did a phenomenal job. Joey hitting that big 3. You know, we did some good things. I mean, we made some mistakes. I'm sure they made some, but it was a great game for us. Probably not as much for Shaka, but class guy that's done it the right way. And I mean, those kids are young. He's going to be a team to be reckoned with in the near future.
Coach, Marquette had 16 turnovers. What did you do to force so much and give them so much trouble? And specifically on Kolek, how did you slow
You
them
know,
down?
I did think that they turned it over more than I thought they would. A couple times they drove. We really worked hard on getting our gap defense back, and they drove in the middle, and, you know, they've been able to finish, and they didn't finish, and sometimes they fumble. That's where they lost some balls, and so I guess we get a little credit for that, but it wasn't like we were pressing them and turned it over that way. It was just try to be solid, be in our gaps, and do what we do.
Last question for Coach over here on the right.
Hi, Coach. Sam Sprunger, Big 10+4 ASAP Network. You talked about how intensive of a game this was for you, and about 1.5 minutes left, timeouts called, and you kind of celebrated a little bit. Was that a point of, okay, I think we've got this, or is it one of those that it was like it was just raw emotion?
You know, must have been raw emotion because I'm one of those half-empty guys. So that glass is about this full, you know. When there was 10 seconds left, I asked, is there a way we can lose this game? So if there was 1.5 minutes left and I did that, yeah, I think you might have read me wrong, or maybe I had an out-of-body experience. But I definitely didn't feel comfortable till there was about 15 seconds left. You know, you're looking at the guy that in 45 seconds, the team erased 10 points, you know. Been there, done that. But you know what? It was fun to watch the players, you know, in the huddle. When we were 8 up with about 1 minute left, they started saying, don't double the ball. If they drive it, don't help in there and give open threes, you know. They, too, learned by the Iowa mistake. And that's all you ask as a coach, you know. You ask that you grow, they grow. But it's kind of fun when players, I always said the best teams are player-coach teams. And when those guys took over Marty when he was, I mean, Marty was going crazy for Marty. You know, Marty's very reserved, very calm, you know, and the way they all rallied to him and then what he did, I think is kind of one of those moments that who knows how far this team can go, but that'll be a moment that we'll all remember and maybe even take in the next year, you know, whatever that means. But we still had some dancing to do, and we're going to New York, and I couldn't be more excited for Tyson and even AJ being a Philly guy. And I don't even know who we play. Who won that game? Kansas State or Kentucky? Kansas State. You know, after watching the tournament, it really doesn't matter who we play, when we play, where we play, or how. It's going to be a hell of a game, and I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate all you and an unbelievable crowd here for a game like that. So congratulations to Columbus. Thanks.
Thank you for your time.